7 signs you're a highly evolved soul. You ever feel like you're not just living a life, but one of multiple lives? Like there's something ancient in you, something that's been here before and will be here again? If that hits a nerve, you might be what Dr. Michael Newton calls a highly evolved soul, level 5, master, who is someone who's been through many lifetimes and carries wisdom that most people can't explain, but you feel it. In this video, we're diving into 7 signs that you're a highly evolved soul from a psychological, philosophical, and spiritual lens. If you've ever felt like you're here for more than just, my life didn't turn out as I'd planned, then this is for you. Please note that some core traits that you're an old soul include: you see through societal BS, 9-to-5 jobs, consumerism, politics. You feel little desire to keep up with the Joneses, and you'd rather sit in silence than engage in chit-chat. Now, let's start our 7 signs with something you've probably felt your whole life: being emotionally tuned in like a satellite dish. Sign 1. You feel everything, like your soul's wired to the emotional frequency of others. Dr. Newton's clients often described how, in the spirit world, souls communicate through energy and emotion, not words. That kind of emotional telepathy doesn't just vanish when you incarnate. You carry it with you. That's why you walk into a room and feel the tension before anyone speaks. You sense sadness behind someone's smile. Psychologists call this empathic accuracy. Your mirror neurons are working overtime, but you know it all goes deeper. Your soul remembers how to connect energetically. And introspective types often feel this more intensely because they're not distracted by external noise. They're tuned inward where the real signals come through. You're also very observant and spot patterns no one else sees. How someone's left eyebrow twitches when they lie, or how people's wardrobe reveals their childhood wounds. Certain moments hit you like metaphysical freight trains. A passage in a book written many years ago speaks directly to your current struggle. A stranger's laugh reminds you of a childhood memory that never actually happened. Sunlight through leaves triggers nostalgia for a home you've never known. Psychologists call this anamnesis, the idea that we remember fragments of knowledge from beyond our current existence. As a highly feeling person, some of your biggest irritations are dishonesty, small talk, and injustice, as this triggers past life memories of persecution. Sign 2. You chase truth even when it's uncomfortable. Advanced souls are drawn to truth like moths to flame, even if it burns. They question everything. They challenge illusions. They don't settle for surface level answers. Sound familiar? You've probably had moments where you questioned your beliefs, your upbringing, even your identity. Not because someone told you to, but because something inside you demanded it. That's your soul nudging you toward clarity. Carl Jung said, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. But you face it head on. You peel back layers even when it hurts, because you know truth isn't just knowledge, it's liberation. Sign 3. You don't fear change, you flow with it. Some New Age thinkers say souls choose their lives, including the challenges, before incarnating. Why? Because growth happens through friction. Highly evolved souls don't just survive change, they're the ones who designed it. Older souls may volunteer for difficult lifetimes to help shift collective consciousness or heal ancestral trauma. They have an inexplicable drive to break family patterns. Highly evolved souls often volunteer for difficult bloodlines to clear karma, not just for themselves, but for entire lineages. This pain might be part of your soul's chosen curriculum. Other difficulties have also arisen. You've had relationships end, jobs disappear, dreams collapse. And yeah, it stung, but you didn't break. You bent, you adapted, you grew. Psychologists call this post-traumatic growth. Others call it soul evolution. You're like a tree that sheds its leaves without panic. You know the seasons will shift. You trust the process, even when it's messy. Now, that's not just resilience, that's your soul memory at work. Sign 4. You notice patterns the world misses. Ever see the same number over and over? Feel like your dreams are trying to tell you something? Notice how certain people show up at just the right time? Advanced souls plan harmonies which are little nudges from the spirit world to keep us on track. You're not imagining it, you're remembering it. Carl Jung called this synchronicity, which are meaningful coincidences that feel orchestrated. You see patterns not just in numbers, but in emotions, relationships, life themes. You're like a cosmic detective piecing together clues from the universe. You're a master at this because you observe, you reflect, you don't rush past the signs, you read them. Sign 5. You crave connection over conformity. Advanced souls often feel like outsiders. They don't fit into societal molds. They're not here to follow trends. They're here to pursue truth. You've probably felt this. Maybe you were the quiet kid who asked deep questions. Maybe you've skipped small talk and gone straight into metaphysics. Maybe you've felt lonely, not because you're unlovable, but because you're uncommon. A highly evolved soul has moved beyond the need for external validation. Their sense of worth comes from within, like a quiet, unshakable bedrock. They aren't making decisions based on what will make them popular or what will get the most praise. They do things because they feel right, because they are in alignment with their own truth. Maslow's hierarchy of needs puts self-actualization at the top. That's where you live. You don't want attention. You want authenticity. You'd rather have one soul-deep connection than 100 surface-level followers, and that's not arrogance, that's alignment. You're not here to blend in, you're here to wake up. Sign 6. You forgive, but you never forget the lesson. Advanced souls often choose difficult relationships to learn compassion, boundaries, and healing. That's why you've been hurt, but also why you've healed and you've forgiven. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. Forgiveness isn't about letting someone off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of anger and hurt. Harvard studies show that forgiveness improves mental health. Buddhism and Hinduism say forgiveness clears karmic energy. But here's the thing. You don't forget, you learn. You carry the lesson like a scar that turned into a symbol. You protect your energy now, you honour your growth. You don't repeat cycles. You break them and then find a better path forward. An advanced soul is often described as being in the world, but not of it. This means you are fully engaged with life and human experience, but you're not attached to social structures or cultural expectations in the same way as younger souls. This detachment allows you a sense of inner freedom and a unique perspective on the human condition. Sign 7. You feel you're here for a reason bigger than yourself, but not in a narcissistic way. You look up at the night sky and don't just see stars. You feel a sense of awe and belonging in the vastness of it all. In addition, you've probably felt this. A quiet urgency, a whisper in your chest, a sense that your life matters, not because of fame or fortune, but because your soul remembers. Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl in his logotherapy said, "Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning." You've always searched for meaning. You've always felt like there's a mission tucked inside your DNA. And guess what? You're not crazy. You're not delusional. You're awake. But here's the challenge. Being a highly evolved soul can feel isolating. You see things others don't. You feel things they can't. You crave depth in a world obsessed with fillers and distractions. And that loneliness, that ache, it's not your fault. The world is noisy. You're tuned into a quieter frequency. But here's what I want you to know. Your sensitivity is a strength. Your depth is divine. Your introversion isn't shyness, it's sacred focus. There will be moments when it feels like nobody gets you. And in those moments, remember there are others like you, watching this, listening, feeling the same inner fire, waiting for the world to catch up. So don't shrink to fit. You're not supposed to blend in. You're built to stand out in your own quiet, powerful way. And if even one of these 7 signs felt familiar, don't just nod along. Own it. You're not behind. You're ahead. You're a highly evolved soul. And the world needs you awake. Tap into that truth. Sit with it. This might be one of your last incarnated lives here on Earth, so make it count.